Ian and I are about to start on our cruise from Cardiff to Milford Haven. It's in 3 legs of about 40 miles each. We shall overnight at Swansea and Tenby. One of Ian's friends will join us in Swansea. The Bristol Channel is not the easiest place to sail in. To get out, you need the tide to go with you. When you have the wind against you, it kicks up a nasty rough sea. We're doing about 4 knots through the water and the same over the ground, so progress is good. We are a few miles off Nash Point, a well-known area for rough water. When it's like this, I go below and wedge myself into a corner. Ian's boat is built of steel. It's nearly 40 years old. It weighs about 6.5 tons and is about 10 metres long. We use a satellite navigation system with built-in charts to aid our navigation. Ian is checking to make sure we avoid the areas where there are shoals and overfalls, areas of heavily breaking seas.
You have to hold it further back than the
Right. We are in Swansea Marina, expecting Bruce, one of Ian's friends from Cardiff. I shall be giving him the camera so he can video us locking out. He doesn't know this yet. Ian's told him to make for this tower to meet up with us. That is go. So it's recording now.
Recording now. This one.
No, that's the one.
This one is a start.
It's recording now.
straight out. Open both ends.
Many marinas used to be commercial docks, as here in Swansea. They are expensive places to rent a hole in the water. Some marinas have set locking times. Here, a call on the marine radio arranges for our exit.
So long, is it okay to see through the lock? Get the bridge open, bring it under a bridge. Oh yeah. No locks, okay, thank you.
Bruce has only been here for a short time and has never been on a small boat before. It's a day out for him, so he will be leaving us at Tenby to catch the train home. It turned out to be a perfect day for a first time, just the sort of weather my wife likes. The tide is too low to get into harbour, so we've anchored in the bay. Trains don't wait, so Ian is taking Bruce ashore in the inflatable tender. Arriving by sea is quite magical. One moment you are surrounded by nothing but water, the next you're tied up against the wall. It's not that simple though. You need the mooring ropes to be long enough to keep you against the wall, but not so short that they are too tight and break when the tide goes out. You also have to make sure the boat leans in slightly when it settles on the bottom. It's time to relax and have a look around the harbour and think about finding somewhere to have an evening meal. Commercial fishing still goes on here, and the boats are kept on moorings so they can go out at any state of the tide. This is the old lifeboat station. It's now a private residence. Let's just take the camera and have a look round the harbour and see what's going on here on this lovely summer's evening. are now looking across at Caldy Island. In the morning we will go through the passage between the island and the headland. It looks too narrow now, but when the tide is in there will be plenty of room. Not the place to be on a stormy day with a strong tide. This is our last coastal passage to Milford Haven. It was a nice easy sail. Here we are just going past Caldy Island. Passage making in the Bristol Channel can be anything between 30 and 60 miles or so. Tides can be very strong. The further up the channel you go, the stronger they get. It is nearly always a full day at sea, perhaps 10 hours with the tidal port at the end. You have to be there on time. Often you can't turn back. Most passages involve motor sailing. Ian has an 18 horsepower diesel to push us along at around 5 or 6 knots. Milford Haven is a huge oil terminal as well as a fantastic sheltered sailing area. This tanker came in as we did and we kept well out of its way. We're turning left into the sheltered bay at Dale. Tonight we will be anchored here. There is enough water to stay afloat and plenty of room to swing around as tide and wind change. It's time to relax and see a wonderful sunset emerge. Today we are going up the estuary past miles of oil and gas installations to Loreni. It's about 12 miles. We saw no sign of any pollution and caught 2 mackerel for our evening meal. And they really were tasty, as they were almost twitching when they went into the pan. Tonight is my last with Ian. In the morning he will drop me off at Milford Haven town, where I shall get the train back to Cardiff, where I left the car. Ian will continue by himself to Scoma Island, then Lundy Island and back to Cardiff, visiting Clovelly and Ilfracombe on the way. I have had a cracking holiday and he is having one too.